Good morning, everyone. What's going on? Welcome back to another live. It's the daytime, so it's only like one reason why I would be streaming, and that's because it's time for coffee and chill, or coffee, crypto coffee and chill, whatever you want to call it. We're just having coffee, we're talking about crypto, and we're chilling. Hope everyone's having a great morning. Where I live, it's actually very warm. It's pretty hot, so the plan is to get a whole bunch of work done today. I have a meeting a little bit later on. Then after that, my entire schedule for the day is done. I did so much work yesterday, it's ridiculous. And I think that's why, if you watched yesterday's stream, I was just not all there. I did get the sleep beforehand. I unfortunately didn't get to get the right amount of meditation in beforehand as well. But yeah, I worked pretty hard yesterday. There was a whole list of things I wanted to get done. They all got sorted. Set this up a little bit higher, something like this. So yeah, I got all that done and I was so exhausted. I was extremely fatigued. So when it was time for me to sleep, I really slept proper, and that made me wake up a little bit late. So we're gonna have to balance the workload a little bit, or I should just get used to this amount of workload. Honestly, I don't think it's a heaps large amount, but I did push myself a bit more than usual yesterday. And with that being said, the whole caffeine thing as well, this is actually decaf, so I have been drinking decaf for about a week or so now. I'm just trying to move out of caffeine because it does create some sort of anxiety in me. It does not help me perform at my absolute best when I need to. It can help me perform better, but then it also has these drawbacks, and I think I'd just be much better trading, researching, doing work, clear, focused, without any caffeine. So I love the taste. I enjoy the taste of coffee, so I got the decaf. And yeah, perfect on a day like this. It's real hot. Got my nice iced coffee. Just pulled the charts up because last night, if you watched the stream, you will see that we were just playing around within this London range, but we didn't have any breakouts. So the first part of my strategy did not come into fruition. I do look for that break of London highs or London lows. Now, since we did see the break of London highs first, we had, as you see here, London high swept. Now, I don't like how that's written out as full London low. There we go. London lows ran. It's been swept now. What's the difference between ran and swept or sweeped? Sweeped means it's broken through a level and then come back. If it's been ran or run, then price is just melted right through, like here. Price just run that level. But once it came back, okay, that level's been swept. It's been sweeped. Just a little bit of terminology there. So what was I looking for yesterday? Here was the target. The not long-term target, but I wanted to essentially take longs from in here somewhere to reach up here. Now, why did I choose this area? Because here we do have the daily highs. Pretty sure what this is, the high here, 20922. Yeah, so the daily high was here, which is just above the London highs, which is also around an area of relatively equal highs. With that being said too, we also have a fair value gap just above there within what I think is a bearish order block. Now, why? You know what? I don't think this is a bearish order block because structure had already been shifted up here somewhere. So no, I would not consider that an order block. I will just use the fair value gap in this situation here. So I'm sure if you go into smaller time frames, yeah, you can find a smaller time frame order block, I don't know. Which upward closing candles shifted market structure? That's what I'm looking for. Oh, look, we got a whole bunch of relatively lows here. We've got these upwards closing candles here. Yeah, look, it's too messy, so I'm not going to try and force something out of a setup which I can't see. I'm going to take it completely as it is and just leave it at that. So, fair value gap. That's where I'm waiting for price to pull into as my target. But if I want to see price move up into there, obviously we got to follow the pattern. So we did see London highs get swept, which engineered sell stops below the previous swing lows, which you can see was taken out. Now, what is this solid line? I did mention this on my stream last night. This was the discount array. This is where I was looking for price to pull into to say, okay, we've made enough downside movement. Now let's make our way back up. And that was tapped into as well at about 5:30 New York time, a little bit before. Let's see what that is in Adelaide time. So 8:45. That's very early. I was awake at that time, I do believe. I woke up around like here somewhere. But yeah, not a trade I'm interested in taking. Why? Because it's not in that AM New York session. So we've had that play out. We've taken out that, well, I wouldn't say taken out. We've reached that discount array, which is telling us, okay, look, we've come down here. We've balanced the fair value gap, or we've taken sell stops. It's time to make our way back up where we want to. Now, for majority of the day, we were trading to the downside. And now it's telling me, like, look, this is price setting up its, what's it called? Or here's the consolidation. We've had some sort of manipulation down here, pushing through the lows. And now I do think we're going to see expansion to the upside. So that's why I targeted here. I explained it because it's above the relative last highs. It's above the London highs. It's above, and it's lined up with a fair value gap. I've explained what happens after the London high sweep. Sell stops generated or engineered, giving price liquidity to run to. We've run to the liquidity. We've had that strong displacement to the upside, opening up a fair value gap here on the 5-minute time frame. Now if we go into smaller time frames, as you can see, it's changed. It's not too much here. Maybe we'll go into the 1 minute. So where did price come down to and stop before making this energetic move? It doesn't look like there were any fair value gaps being balanced. It does look like there is still area here. And I did call, I did have my eyes set on 24.90. But it looks like we haven't really come to that yet. But look, it's still so early on in the day. Like, price has not even ticked over into the next day yet. I'm just simply showing you what I wanted to see last night. Because this would have been a nice setup to see, like, if this move unfolded at like 8:30 or something AM. That would have been real nice. But unfortunately, it didn't. You can see it only started like real late in the day, like 3 something. Now, with that being said, there is important news coming out on Tuesday, and there is important news on Thursday. So I believe on Thursday we got the CPI data, and on Tuesday we have where is it? So I'm just finding the news tab here. And I'll give you guys a little rundown. Alright, so Tuesday is the US midterm elections, and on Thursday we got CPI data, which is at 1:30. The expected year-on-year is 7.9%. So I got to look into that a little bit more because it is understanding the fundamentals. I'm getting my news from the Cryptonary News Flow app. It's just the best place to be for for crypto news. So yeah, that's where I got that from. So, you know, price is slowing down. The volatility is not very high. And what that is telling me is that price is getting ready for a big move. So it may not be something I want to trade necessarily. So I may not trade on the Thursday, which means my trading week will be cut short to just 3 trading days, which will be the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We didn't get any trades yesterday because we were waiting for this setup to occur. Look, I do plan on taking some sort of... I don't plan on it, but it does look nice to be taking longs from here somewhere. We are in a very heavy discount still. but we do have this short-term swing high being formed. I do want to see some sort of swing high be broken first. So if we can get something like swing high broken, and if there's a fair value gap like within there or within here. So my personal thing is 24.90. So like there. Then pull back up into there. That's sort of what I'm looking for. That's the trade I want. I highly doubt it's going to play out at the time I want it to because of how delayed this entire move has been. But if we don't get a setup, then we don't get a setup. We'll just have to look into it later on and figure out like why, how I can adjust my trading plan to fit these kind of market conditions. But honestly, I don't think it's too bad. It's literally daylight savings, time shifted by a little bit. People are trying to get used to it. That's what I believe to be the reason of this like delayed move and stuff. So I don't know. We'll have to see how price sorts itself out moving forward. So I'm in no rush whatsoever. I do see how my model, not my model, but the model I like to trade, I do see how it's abundant in the market. So I'm not rushing or anything. I'm literally just waiting until my trading plan is valid. Then I take my trade. If there's no trades to take, I just won't trade. It's as simple as that. So I think I'm going to leave it here for today's coffee and chill. There's not too much I want to elaborate on, not too much else anyways. If we look into the dollar index, so for the dollar index, I was expecting for price to pull back up into this fair value gap before making its way to the downside, but as you see, it didn't. These are the London areas marked. So from, wait, is it the London areas marked? No, here. So this was just the highs I wanted to see broken, but this I'm pretty sure is the low. Alright, so look, we have London lows swept, and then price continued to the downside pretty hard. So the dollar index is falling, which should be pumping BTC up. But now it's like, look, I'm seeing a lot of buy stops being created above here. There's a fair value gap here. Let's go into larger time frames. Where could price be pulling down to? Honestly, I'm not too sure. On the daily, it might be a little bit more clear. So on the daily, as you saw that green line, I am looking for price to make its way down to this green line. But before that, I did want to see that rally before coming down to take out, to come back down to this fair value gap. But that's not what we were given. Price just continued making its way down. But look, we may see price come back up here, take out these buy stops, balance this fair value gap on the smaller time frames before making our way down. If we do see that, the push in the dollar index to the upside will force BTC down, which is kind of what I want to see. I do want to see it come down to 24.90. So I do want to see that push to the downside before coming up. But like I said, it's way too early. It's still not, the day hasn't even passed yet. I don't even need to be worrying about this. It's just good to go through and see what the market did. But I'm going to check back in with the charts later on today. I've got a bit of work I still want to get through. But once all that's sorted, yeah, I'll have a look through the charts again at the end of the end of London session. So I'll leave this on the chart. I will leave this on the chart because I've already got everything. Now, what is this highlighted area? I think these were just relative equal highs, like a double top I was looking to get swept. So either a price coming up above here and then making its way down, but it's way too high up now. I do just, if we are looking for the dollar index to continue its way down, I would just be focusing on the fair value gaps in here being balanced before making its way down. And then I do feel like we will see a strong correction to the upside because I am overall bullish on the dollar index. I do feel like we may tap into some area of liquidity either in here or in here, and we're going to see a strong push to the upside, sweeping that or running through that double top, And what that will do in turn for BTC is give us that real downside move I'm looking for. The only reason why I'm short-term bullish is because I'm short-term bearish on the dollar index. So I'm short-term bullish to this area, but honestly from here I do want to be taking some heavy longs to the 2000 area. I just believe there's a lot of sell stops just waiting to be run. Look at these like swing lows, swing lows, swing lows, swing lows, and all the possible sell stops below there. Fair value gap just below. And with the whole bearish bias I have with price moving down to 17,600. I mean, look, buy stops all here. Sell stops all here. And there's way more down there. 17,600. I would love to catch some big position, or not, I wouldn't say huge position shorts because I'm not trading with size, but I would like to make some strong moves around this area. Like, I do feel like we're setting ourselves up for the final leg to the downside, so I do want to take advantage of that, make as much money as I can, just allowing the market to eat my shorts. So I'm just going to leave it there. That's my little analysis, coffee and chill for the morning. My head's feeling a lot clearer. I'm more in sync with the market now. So I'm going to go about my day and let the market do what it does. And I will check in at the end of London session. So enjoy the rest of your day. And I will see